Hi friends, good morning, good evening as per your time zone. I'm Kumkum Sharma from Bridge, and I'm back again on live open session episode 59. And on the behalf of entire Bridge team, I would like to welcome you here and we'll explore many questions. Whatever questions you have, feel free to ask. And thank you very much, Saket, joining me again for this session. So, before starting the session, let me just give you the very quick brief about the session. Why we are conducting this session? We want to help people. We want to support you guys, and whatever questions you want to ask related to your growth, you can ask here. How you can ask? There is a comment section. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube. You can add your question. I'll include your question, and Saket will answer your questions, and whatever you want to ask. So Saket, there will be, sometime people will take to, drop their questions in the comment box. Before that, how you would like to start the session?
I think we have this time two questions which came before we
Already.
started live. One question I kind of replied in the text only that was there. I don't know if it was a question or comment. This is something I replied, and we can see if we see it. And we have Karthik here. So nice to see you in this session if you are still with us. So, what is the best practice when we join the existing team as a product project manager, scrum master to sync with the team process, handle that phase? So, it is a little critical phase. You are joining as a leader, whatever label you carry, and there are people who might be working for a while in that particular environment. They may be having some amount of connection with each other. As we understand in our project management literature, or I would say theoretically, whenever we do some team composition change, we add something or remove something, the team may goes through a say Tuckman ladder, or you call it that it may go through a forming storming phase, and we need to take care of that, even if this time you might be the new person, which might create little imbalance in the team. So if I am entering in the team, initially I should be focusing on pure observation until unless I'm entering in a team where there is a crisis. So there could be it depends upon when I enter, what is the situation in the team. If the situation is pretty performing, or it is a norming team, then I better don't do much intervention and I focus on observation a lot. Observe the process, learn from the various documents, whatever available there. Maybe a product backlog could be a good source, maybe a requirement document, project charter if it is available for that project, the project management plan components, whatever scope, risk, as per the relevance. And if the whole organization is new, then I also better quickly understand the organization processes. What are the tools? What are the templates? How the environment works? So I try to observe that. And while observing it, I try to be part of various meetings and discussion which team is doing. And then after that, I start getting into helping role. So it's like I know something, I keep taking some work which I can do. I started building some trust and relationship in the meantime. And after doing it, I get more facilitative, and maybe I start moving towards mentoring, guiding role as well, because I may have my own learning and experience. Now I have learned about the team process as well. And then I gradually move towards training, mentoring, coaching kind of activity with the team. What probably you should not do too early is getting too early into advising mode, too early into mentoring mode, because the people or the team may not be ready to listen to you because they may not have a trust with your understanding of the project and team process. So I need to build that trust before I start saying something. Look for the opportunities where I can help without disturbing the current team composition or a current team way of working, understand their working agreement, and understand the overall environment. So these are the kind of things I think one leader can do whenever they join a new team, at least for a week or so. Okay. So this is a little tricky thing. I don't know. So what is a good? It's a good idea to track productivity code metrics for a Scrum team. Management is asking for it. So I think we cannot take say yes and no approach here. So I may have a situation that management is asking, how do we track the productivity of the team? And we want to have some particular metrics based on their code quality or based on the line of code or whatever they are writing. Yeah? So that could be a case. Now, if I do so, what is the risk? The risk might be that people may become too, say, safe. Whenever you start monitoring someone very, very critically, keep seeing them, what they are doing, the people may become more conscious and they start doing more errors. And they may also start finding the possible game in whatever metrics we use. So one is that metrics and the purpose of the metrics, and another is the possible loophole and possible a conflict, possible competition, which can get generated by such kind of observation. So as a leader, I need to find out how do I mitigate whatever metrics I'm using for probably having some understanding of productivity or the work done by the team. So I need to understand how do I ensure the risk associated with that monitoring is not happening, and how can I ensure that we take it as a feedback loop rather than say micromanagement approach for our team members. So I need to learn the management perspective. At the same time, I need to educate them the possible risk associated with doing particular thing. At the same time, I need to appreciate what their concerns and fears are, and probably find out something which can take care of their concerns and fear, as well as may not have a negative impact of competition avoidance and gaming those particular matrices. So it's a very thin line, difficult to say yes and no. And if people are finding difficult to understand it, then probably you take an experiment time and say, okay, let's try to do it for a week or so and see how really it produces the impact. And don't pick up just one matrix. If you are picking a productivity as a matrix, also pick up something which represent the quality and customer satisfaction and the value you deliver, and try to see all of them together when you are evaluating the impact of these matrices. So you want to make sure it should not happen the productivity is improving but the customer satisfaction is decreasing. One matrix may not be giving the whole picture. So I work with my stakeholders, try to make a mixture of matrices, not just focusing on one dimension of it. Whatever metrics we choose for productivity, I explore how can I mitigate the negative consequences of it and games associated with it, and then take an experimentation time and work with those matrices. That's what I can suggest at this level. Okay, so we have a question here, little longer one. So I have a question related to project manager and scrum master. So I am understanding PM means project manager. So I have an experience as a project manager. I handle a bit of it, but now I want to move to like a scrum master. I have a knowledge of agile and scrum, but don't have a practical environment here. Lots of videos I have seen. I have expert in agile. So what kind of things we can do? So okay, so what should we do? Okay, got it. So that's something I can understand. So see, first you need to think, why do you want to migrate from project management to scrum master role? And also need to think about what are the common in these two roles and what are the different in these two roles. So current project management is also focused on leadership, and the people and the way of influencing stakeholders, team member is becoming the one of the critical skill for project manager also. I personally feel both the roles has a good overlap when it comes to leadership skills. Yes, the tools and technique, the scrum master is expected to be a scrum expert, so that scrum master can mentor, coach and train people on scrum master space as well. And the scrum master is expected to be an agile expert as well. So if I have a people skill of a project manager, and then I have a scrum management skills and agile management skills of theories and practicals and the mindset part of it, then I can play the role of a leader in an agile environment as well. So it's like a leadership role. Now, gradually, what I see is the line between Scrum Master, Project Manager is very blurred, especially if you are working in a project organization. If you are working in a product-based organization, then the situation might be different. But if you are doing work for someone else, you keep taking a project as a duration and execute it, then you may find it difficult that how do I classify. You may end up playing both the roles. You may end up playing project manager as well as scrum master roles. So probably if you are coming from a project management background and you have a good, you can learn scrum agile things and try to get into those hybrid environments where your project management skills are also valued, but agile way of working is also valued. And by working it, you might take a second step where you get into pure agile ways of working, a product kind of organization. So learning agile and scrum, ensuring your people skill in the current project management is become servant leadership oriented, and you become more and more common with the agile way of leading people. And then work on those projects where agile way of working is promoted. And by practicing it, improving it, then you may get ready for your a pure product-based Scrum Master role. From our side, I can recommend that you can do basic certification like Certified Scrum Master. If not done already, I assume you might have done it because that's the basic thing needed. But if not done, do it. If you want to see a little bit on how the tooling and how other part is done, like Jira and other stuff, so we do have another program, we call it Industry Enabled Scrum Master, which gives you some experiential learning related to Agile and Scrum way of working. So that could be your another consideration. So these two, and then practicing with our videos and learning can help you in getting into Agile-based project as a leader. So I use the word leader. Maybe they call you Scrum Master, or maybe they call you Project Manager. It depends, but you try to get a leadership role where Agile is getting used. So that's my recommendation. Okay. So I recently completed the Leading Safe certification. Okay, what job role would be suitable? I'm a certified Scrum Master. So the Leading Safe certification from Scaled Agile is not targeted to any specific role. It is not meant for, say, Scrum Master, Product Owner, or Project Manager or something like this. The Leading Safe certification is designed for all managers and leaders. So if you have your existing management role, which you are playing, maybe a Scrum Master or maybe a Product Owner, and then you add safe knowledge to it. So you can say that my current role plus safe knowledge can help me in facilitating those organizations where either they are already in safe or they want to move into the safe. So just a certificate may not give you a direct map that, okay, this particular title or this particular role you can apply to. You need to see what is your experience, what is your background. So if you are a Scrum Master, you are an experienced Scrum Master, you have been doing this Scrum Master job for multiple, say, Scrum teams, small Scrum teams. Now you have a Leading Safe certification also, which communicates that you understand how safe is using Scrum. So you have that understanding, and you also understand the overall perspective of safe from portfolio till team level. Now, if the organizations are looking for Scrum Masters who also understand safe, then you are a right place for it. That is where you are placing yourself. So focus on your current experience and skills and try to look for those kind of role in a safe context. The advantage with Leading Safe is it can fit into multiple roles, but it has to club with your previous roles. And I think that is also true for any other certificate as well. Because say if someone can do a 2 days program and start becoming like ready to apply for a particular role, then anyone can do it. So it is something which helps your CV to get selected for the interview and conversation. But when they start looking into the detail, you are communicating that I have an experience and I know Scaled Agile framework well. Now I am ready for my next assignment. So that is the communication probably come out from your CV. So focus on putting your experience in a clear manner so that you can map to a particular role in Scaled Agile framework or Scaled Agile way of working. Okay, so a generic question, Noor is here, is it good to downgrade the designation for a higher salary? So see, what I personally see is project manager in a one company and project manager in another company may have a different salaries, yeah, and they may have a different roles and responsibility expectation also. Scrum master in a one company and scrum master in another company may also have very different roles and responsibility and expectation, and as well as the money they get in the return. So usually I think we should focus on the content of the work, because going forward maybe the content of the work is more important. Salary does matter. Usually we can make an assumption, if the content of work is challenging, the salary is also challenging. If the content of work is less challenging, the salary will also be less challenging. If the content of work requires more creativity and the criticality of decision making, they will add more money to it, because they want to get the right person who can make fast decisions and quick decisions, and the right decisions as well. So that's an assumption. So we need to see what is overall content. Does it fits to my capabilities, and can I grow with this content far more than the another content which I am right now handling with? So content will be the focus area in my view. Okay. Currently, for a PMP certification, so the PMP certification programs, as proposed by us and others also, the program and the price which you see and the detail you see is basically for a preparation. On top of it, you need to apply for exam, and it will cost you a some amount of money. Like, it depends, India has some other number, but in general you can say around $500 will be needed for the exam. So the fee we are charging does not include the exam fee, but it does include everything what it takes to get ready for the exam. So we help you in learning the fundamental concepts with the help of our pre-recorded video content, and in the live class we cover all the topics which is exam content outline tasks. There are 35 tasks which project manager is expected to do, and PMI test the participants against those 35 tasks. So we help you in understanding all those 35 tasks and get ready for the exam. We also have around 2000 plus questions which helps you in validating your understanding by way of taking practice test. So pre-learning, live learning, and practice test and continuous feedback and support makes you ready for the exam. After that, you need to give and get certified. Yeah, so that's the process. You can drop us an email or WhatsApp message, and we will get in touch with you and share more details. Okay, so currently I'm a senior manager doing product management, and with PMP certified. What certificate will help me grow my career? So in general, as we start becoming senior, yeah, and we start crossing senior management stage, I personally believe the ability to grow my career with the help of certificates starts reducing. The certificates are great tool to take me to a middle management and senior management level, like manager level. But after that, a lot of complex things starts working. So after that, the leadership plays a role, your experience plays a role, your soft skill plays a role, your working with and handling with your network plays a role. So a lot of soft aspects will come in order to grow your career. So like, you probably want to practice public speaking, you probably want to do a lot of networking. So that kind of leadership skills are needed. Having said that, we do have one program, which is a little long-term program, which helps you in developing one particular leadership skills along with a certification. And this program is called the ICF coaching program. So it's a coach certification. The intent here is, nowadays, as we were discussing before, also the project manager / scrum master, whoever is the leader, be it a project manager, scrum master, program manager, portfolio, or whatever title they carry, they are expected more to coach and mentor people rather than give them a clear directions. So we, as a leader, in order to grow further, we also need to improve our coaching skills and emotional intelligence skills. So if you want to go through a little structured program, one of the possible thing you can do is ICF ACC. It may take 3 months to 6 months to absorb it and get certified. Usually this is one of the certificate which people feel impacts them significantly, and may also create a new understanding of how should they lead the team. So that's the one particular program you can look at. And other than that, I will suggest that you may join various networking group and try to sharpen your other networking and public speaking skills, and maybe try to do more and more other contribution like writing blogs, speaking in the conferences, try to contribute back your knowledge and experience so that people see your experience and then they start calling you for the advices and next opportunity. Yeah. So we do agile programs, so you can check it with our team. We do have programs, yeah, offline, online. So depends upon the city. We do face-to-face program in Delhi. So drop us the email, but it depends upon in which city you are working. Not all cities right now have an offline program. For example, Bangalore, as of now, no provider has scheduled certified Scrum Master program, at least as I checked last week. In the 1 month time. So we need to figure it out, but just drop us a connect over our sales or a WhatsApp message. Will help you in assisting. Okay, coaching leadership. Yeah, so we had this nice conversation, and I think I tried to explain that. So in a career transition, by acquiring knowledge and certification possible, do organization expect just people based on the experience, based on the certificate without having experience? So say if that doesn't happen, then how people do career transition? Say I am in a one space and I want to go into second space, and if no one gives me an opportunity, then I can never go to the second space. That's clear cut. Now, can anyone do some 2 days program and go to a second phase? That is also not true. So I think it happens provided one person really commit to it. Yeah, they spend time, they really invest their knowledge to it and show that they are ready for it. Their readiness should be there. So that kind of thing will play a critical role. So what I have seen in our space, many people, as I replied to you in a text as well, who were team leader, who were working in a little unorganized ad hoc projects, and they were finding difficult to get into project management, but they were having leadership experience but not very proper project management experience. They spent time, they became PMP certified, they studied more concepts, they fixed their language, and good percentage of our PMP client did a good career transition where they moved from technical leadership to project management, proper project management. Now, so it is not like they were coming out of college and did some certificate and got it. They already have something. So certification, your current experience, and your ability to learn things other than the certification mode, all three, four things come together, and keep targeting the right opportunity where the employer can believe you, that they can trust you to try out something, helps you in moving forward. Many times in the same organization, if I want to get ready for the next another role, and I spend good energy in learning that particular thing, and I became assistant to a current role, there is a highly likelihood in the current organization, if I have a good track record, if I have a good delivery trust, which I have created from my other role, and then I acquire a knowledge for another role, organization may give you a chance more easily. So transition, in my observation, has happened little faster if people get ready for the role and try in their same organization. That usually works. Transition can work where people have some jig-jag experience, but with the help of certification, they are able to integrate that experience and position it well. Then they can do a faster transition. And from our customer base, a lot of people have done it from to a Scrum Master as well as to a project manager. These two type of career transitions are pretty frequent, which are happening in our customer base. So that's something I can share based on our data. In fact, I can talk about myself also. When I did PMP in 2004, so I was doing various different things, and I was finding difficult to position me as a pure project manager because I was doing coding, I was doing business, I was doing team management, and not knowing 50% of the project management term. Then I did PMP, and after that I transitioned to a project management in a proper manner. In 2004, it's an old story, but that was the thing which helped me also to do it. And I see that happening to many of the people who come from testing background. They go into project management, business analysis. It's pretty much common. Else, how do we do it? Okay, so another point. So I have a total 10-year experience, mostly into Agile, currently Scrum Master, but I'm interested in pursuing product manager as a next career step. So similar thing, you want to do a career transition. So I take it back to the previous answer as well. Whenever I am doing career transition, I need to come up with my value proposition for my CV. How should I target my profile so that recruiter find valuable and they can trust me? Yeah. Now I have some experience, but I am targeting some another profile where my experience might not be that strong. For example, I am doing Scrum Master job and I'm targeting product owner job or product management job. So what is the best thing is I learn about product management job. So for example, I do CSPO, I spend more time, I buy some books and understand those things. So I improve my knowledge. In parallel to it, I start assisting my current product owner. I can say, okay, can I do some work for you just as a resource, not as a Scrum Master, just as an extension to it? Can I work together to help you in say exploring user stories, doing customer demos, or sometime even putting up the prioritization process? So I assist more and more. So I start doing little overlap with the current someone who is playing that role. Now I need to create sufficient trust so that person really gives me that space to do it. So here at a one place I'm learning, and another place I'm also extending my role and trying to get into the shoe of the person who is doing something else. Now by these two things putting together, and if these things start producing value, if my small contribution starts becoming worth enough and people start recognizing it, there will be situations where organization might need a product owner because of some reason. There will be a situation where some meetings need to be handled and they need someone who can understand a little bit about it. Your product owner might be on a leave. So whenever the product owner is on the leave, you have a more chance to play that particular role. So you get a space. Now with that knowledge and that thing, probably the current organization may also start giving you an opportunity to play as a product owner, and that will be your click. If that is not happening, with that experience and your education, you can also target the other organizations where you can clearly say that I'm assisting product owner and I'm playing two roles. Yeah. Maybe there are some organizations who are struggling to get because you understand that domain well. You probably have a technological, some kind of unique thing which that company was looking at, and you also came up with a product ownership skill, then things can start clicking. So multi-dimensional thing, and the exact dimension of my preparation will depend upon my current capability. So probably you need to do your SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, and opportunities and threats in the current organization. So you self-evaluate yourself and come up with your a little roadmap. Simple things, yes, I can start with a certification and knowledge, but they will give me the perspective, but just that is not enough. Yeah, that's something is the case. But it can happen. It can happen. Many have done it. You can also do it, but it may not happen within a month, within 2 months or 3 months. You need to keep trying. It's an agile project. You need to keep inspecting and adapting, run some iterations. Usually people do in a 6 months to 1 year time. It happens, yeah, depending upon your ability to assist the current roles. Yeah. So that's something you can say. So, okay, another idea, Noor. Yeah. So I was missing you in our PMP sessions, Noor. Yeah, we will do it next week again. So how to deal with the regulatory related issues effectively, what kind of techniques are needed? No specific one. The generic issue handling techniques are good for all categories of issues. Yeah, what is issue? An event which has a possible negative impact on your project. So it's an issue. And we just need to make sure that we make it visible, we acknowledge it, we identify the impact of it, prioritize it, and make sure the right people knows about it. Now, regulatory issues are most likely to be more critical. They have significant impacts and may require specialized knowledge. So first, it is good idea to categorize it appropriately, identify the right stakeholder or owners to it who probably are more competent to handle this issue than your project team. Most likely the external people than the project team might be involved. And the sooner we identify the issue, the sooner we proactively track that issue, it gets resolved. So all my meetings, especially when I'm sending my weekly reports, I'm discussing with the governance team about my project progress. Most of the time, I need to keep talking about such kind of critical open issues. So in general, that's the generic thing. Your compliance category or regulatory issues, as well as your other budgeting issues, your people issues, your technology issues, more or less, in my understanding, similar pattern, but we need to understand our organizational equation so that we can find out right people. Yeah. Okay, great. So we see that some conversation happened. Today it was a transition. It is a career transition day. Looks like many questions are were pointed towards that. Great. I think that was a theme till now. And yes, we can. And other thing which we explored is about leadership roles, about learning for beyond senior manager level, and yeah, try groups like Toastmasters and all. It is also a good idea in general to improve the public speaking part of it. Yes. Okay, so we take a quick pause. Looks like the questions are not yet reaching. So if you have anything, please drop us a message. If you have a follow-up query based on what we discussed before, please feel free to drop that as well. We will take it here. Yeah. So product owner versus product manager. Yeah. So it depends. Like many company may not have a product manager. So then CSPO is everything. Yeah. The way Scrum puts it, the Scrum puts it that the person who is doing product ownership should do the activities like partner development, promotions of the product, understanding the market field data of the project of the product, not just limited to user stories and backlog prioritization, but should be spending 50-60% time in the market and with the stakeholder. That is the general Scrum understanding from a role called product owner. In some organizations, they don't have that role associated with a person called product owner. They may have a separate person who is doing product management, and that's a more external focused role. So again, I say that you need to see what your product owner is doing. Is he doing product management also? Or if not, then probably you need to assist after product owner, you need to assist product manager. Yeah, and then you move there. So probably you need to understand the content of their job, and that is where you can take things forward. CSPO is more about high-level details, 2 days program. It majorly focusing on how to do a Scrum way of doing a work. So that will be user stories and prioritizations and focusing on other stuffs like setting up the visions and all. But beyond that, the learning is continued. You probably need to see the other tools of design thinking, like user personas, empathy mapping. You need to do those kind of value stream mapping, little bit value-oriented tools as well, understanding and doing market research, understanding benchmarking. So you need to figure out what your current product owner / product manager is doing, list down their job description, do a SWOT analysis, where you have a strength, where you don't have it, and which you want to take as a first step. And then figure out the learning program and the books which can help you in filling those gaps. Usually the pure product management thing is more taught in the MBA kind of program. So you probably want to enroll to product management or any specific marketing or marketing oriented MBA program that can give you a good theory about how things are expected to do in the market. So enrolling to a particular MBA program, distance learning MBA program, or learning those content is also a good idea if you want to go into more customer-centric focused or customer-oriented roles rather than delivery-oriented roles. So we need to just start somewhere, and then only these things will start coming in. Great, you see that you have already started assisting the product owner, so you know the list of details already. Yeah. So I have a 20 years of experience in quality assurance, want to transition to a management like CSM. And how do I qualify for CSM? No prior experience. Would they consider me comparing to CSM with 10 plus year experience? Yeah. So simple thing is, with your quality assurance, you come with a process knowledge. Yeah. And the process knowledge of doing various root cause analysis, Pareto analysis, and doing audits and understanding the various loopholes in the process and educating people to do a continuous improvement. So you have those knowledge, your skills. Try to see what all is needed in Scrum Master or project manager leadership style as well, because there is an overlap. Till the time I don't look at my current experience and my future role, I need to see what is the competency level overlap. Maybe they use different language, maybe they do it differently, but I can do it. Maybe I can do data visualization, maybe I have a skill in doing Excel or Power BI or those kind of stuff. So I need to see what I have, which put me little on edge. Yeah, on edge with when I compare to the Scrum Masters who might be doing just Scrum. Yeah. So I find that particular thing. Now, on top of it, I understand my weakness is that I probably have a less skill in Scrum. I don't understand what is Scrum, and I probably don't understand how to do a people management, because if I am an individual contributor, I might be lacking people management skill as well. So then that will become my action item, that how in my current job or in my experimental space, I can add people management or that Scrum kind of things and position my CV. You may not get selected for just Scrum skills, because you may not compete well when it comes to pure Scrum understanding, because you are a little new to it. But you can compete well when people are looking for something which you already have plus Scrum knowledge. So don't just wash away your 20 years of experience. Try to find a unique Scrum Master profile which has a value which is coming from past as well. Now, in order to understand Scrum and understanding their language rather than calling continuous improvement retrospective, that kind of stuff, you can definitely go for a 2 day simple program called Certified Scrum Master. You get to know all the vocabulary of the program, you learn it, and then you start picking up some books, you start watching our videos. There are a lot of videos, our one as well as the public videos are also available. Try and learn all those things, and that helps you in figuring out that, okay, this is what the Scrum and Agile is all about. And then keep working, experiment, go somewhere, go for an interview, put your CV. Hopefully, if you apply 10 places, 2 3 places, people will call you, and then learn from those experiences and try to update your profile as well. You might adding some non-Scrum skills which might relate well to your past experience, like Power BI and all. If I'm assuming the quality assurance people usually have good data analysis skills, if you have it, probably you want to show it as a differentiator. Sometime the company may hire you because of your data analysis skills and they need a Scrum Master into that area. There are a lot of companies who are doing data analysis. So that's also a possibility for you. I don't know exactly about your profile, but that's something can be done. Okay, so quality assurance done. Okay, so I have done IT management, now looking for a job as a project manager. Could you help me to get a job? So we have not yet settled the job consulting model, not yet there. Maybe at some point in time we get there. What I can suggest is education options. Yeah, so we are just not yet into job facilitation till now. But education option looks like, if you want to get from management, generic management, to proper project management, then PMP certification is a good idea. We were discussing about that career transition before. So it could be something which can help you. So is the Leading Safe certification includes the certification exam? So yes, so Leading Safe certification includes the training, gives you a complimentary access to the exam, which you can take in a 30 calendar days time. The Scaled Agile has designed this particular program as a 15 to 16 hours program. Some organizations run it as a 2 day stretch. we run it as a 3 days program, or sometimes 4 days program, and we do it over the weekends, 2 weekends, so 2 days 1 week and another 1 day 1 more week. So we run 5.5 hour per day, and that's how the program is. And during the week we give you lots of videos. If you can observe them, that can make your understanding of scaled agile very, very good. Exam, once you finish our curriculum, which will run for a week, because you start it and then in the week time, within a week's time, most of the people end up clearing the exam. Some clear it on the day they finish the class as well. So it's not complicated. The scaled agile also provide practice tests, and we provide additional questions and assistance around that. It's pretty straightforward. The exam can be given from home. Any point in time you can give it. You get a 30 days window. It's like browser-based exam. So I have a SAFe 6.0 certificate. Is the same thing as a leading SAFe? Yes, it's most likely the same thing. So leading SAFe is the name of the program, and the certificate they give is a SAFe Agilist. So if you have a SAFe 6.0 Agilist, it is a same certification we are talking about. Now, second thing is, I want to be a part of your class just to have a deeper understanding about SAFe. So we need to talk about it. If you have a valid SAFe membership, then you may have a less expenses for it. But if your membership is passed by, which means that you did certification 1 year ago and it is no more active, then we may have a different agreement for it. So just connect with our sales team. We do have both the models, because if you are not having a member, then we need to enroll again to the scaled agile, which cost additional stuff. If you are existing member for a 1 year, then it is just like our training effort and facilitation in the class, which will be not that expensive. So you need to just connect. So after PMP, PMI, ACP, CSM, what certificate you recommend? So I said the certification has limits. You probably don't need to do many certificates, especially if you are going for a senior management role. Because after a while, your experience, your soft skills, your coaching skills, your leadership, those things will start playing a role, because senior role may not come because of certification. So in general, PMP, CSM, PMI, ACP is good enough. Good enough. Probably you need to focus on public speaking, networking, contributing to the conferences, having more and more better experience, and showing better impact on your stakeholder. That seems to be the great thing to do. Having said that, one of the programs which I was recommending is a more leadership program, which is a ICF coaching program that can help you in growing yourself as any leader. So it can fit into your any type of role, like a project management or a scrum kind of futuristic role. Now, if you have a specific goal, so say that's the generic thing, but you say, no, I want to do a career transition. I'm in a delivery role, but I want to get into coaching role now. Then we have a list of certificate for you. So in general, if I continue working in my current role, I am using my experience to grow further, then number of certificate needed are less. I can just focus on some kind of enhancement of my skill with the help of ICF coaching. ICF coaching is a general purpose which will work in any leadership and management role. But if there are specific needs, then we can plot a path for you. For example, you have a specific need to get into SAFe. Then we can recommend that, okay, why don't you do a leading SAFe program so that you can get entry into the place where people are using SAFe. That's a specific need. But if that need is not there, then generically you can continue your project delivery and focus on ICF, ACC. Yeah. So difficult to recommend your certificate just by knowing your current certificate, because it depends upon what would you like to achieve by doing certificate. Yeah. So that's the question I need to ask. But still, generic one I gave you as a default. So what do you do when we face a budget-related issues in a project portfolio? Project or portfolio, how do we instruct the project manager in such case? Also, how do we get more funding from the stakeholders? So see, the whole idea is the money is always limited, and we are always making organization as well as project manager everywhere, we are making decisions to make maximum use of what we have at any level. At an individual level also, I have a limited money, limited time, and I'm trying to do best out of it. Your time is also limited. Similarly, your organization also has a limited money and limited time, and they want to make a best out of it. Now, my role is not to get more funding for my project. My role is helping the organization to make a best decision. So the question could be, how can I help my organization in making right financial allocation? As a project manager, based on my current project, I can provide transparent data. I can talk about the risk associated with the work. I can bring the opportunities associated with the work, and I put all this information on a easy to understand format. So my stakeholder can understand what are the positive sides, what are the downward side, and based on that, they can decide where they should put their money. I don't have a goal to get money for my project, yeah? Because it is not I am the one who are going to use the deliverable of it. The organization has to use it. So we need to, as a project manager, our focus is visualization, showing things clearly so that stakeholder can make right decision. Yeah. So we have question. So what is the benefit of being safe organizations member? Okay, so I probably understand you are saying what is the benefit of remaining the member of safe community platform, yeah, safe studio. That seems to be the question, and if yes, then I am answering that, and probably if not, then please put that into things. Yeah. Okay, so that's the now Scaled Agile has their business model where anyone who enrolled to Scaled Agile first time, it's a little tricky, get a 1-year membership of Safe Studio. After that, you need to pay money. Yeah, once the 1 year is over, you must pay the money. There is no other way to extend your membership. Even if you do another safe certificate, so say you do safe POPM after 1 year, yeah, even I was confused about it, then the 1 year complimentary membership will not given to you. If you do it first time, it is given to you. But if you are doing a second certificate with safe, then they will not give you 1 year complimentary membership with the of the safe studio. So first thing is it costs you money. Yeah, so it will be there. That's very, very clearly you should understand. So there are two levels. One is a 195, another is a 295 something. So they have a basic level and advanced level. What is available? There are a lot of you are like, for you, I know that you are already a 1 year membership, so you can explore. So there is a lot of material to download. There are facilitation guide, there are various presentation, assessment tools. So you can see the practice of your Safe Studio login, and you can find a lot of material there which you can download. They also keep adding the learning resources related to various safe concepts. Though the scaledagileFramework.com is pretty extensive learning resource, but yeah, still they keep adding a lot of videos in here in the Safe Studio. So if I see and my recommendation is, in your first year of membership, please make use of all these resources so that you can make a judicious decision that after 1 year, do you want to pay for another year membership or not? So try it out. For you, especially, you already have a membership, I think at least left for the next 8 months, if I'm not wrong, minimum. Try it out and download, check the videos and all, and so that you know once your membership is expiring, should you renew it or not. Yeah, another thing is, if you renew the membership, they also renew your certificate. So it's like this, that if you pay them $195 after 1 year, you get a 1 year extension of your membership, as well as your leading safe certification will also get extended for another 1 year. So that's a business model they play for it. Little complicated, but that's how it is. Now, is there any point in doing PMI ACP where the PMP is already moved to Agile? My personal opinion is, if you already have project management experience, it might be a good idea to do PMP rather than doing PMI ACP, because PMP contains good amount of Agile as well. PMI ACP is a practitioner certificate which may not require leadership experience. So they are saying anyone who is working even as a team member in the Agile team can do PMI ACP. But in order to do a PMP certification, you should be having 3 years of leading and managing experience, facilitating experience. That is something as a differentiator. So if you are qualified to do PMP, my understanding is that people should do PMP. That's more relevant, and it contains good amount of Agile from a perspective of management. Yeah. So if some projects are falling, how do we ensure damage control? Context sensitive, you probably need to figure it out, what is damage and how can you control it. My only advice I can give is don't try to hide the fire because it can blast more. Yeah. I know it is not easy to expose the fire, but it is more difficult to hide it. So don't try to do so try to take care of the fire, but make the fire visible and then figure out collaboratively by accepting what went wrong and take care of that fire together. Many times I have seen, partially probably I have also done it, where I try to hide the information for a week and say things will come back, come back, come back. Very early stage, I handled one of the project which was really, it had a hidden fire, and then I got replacement project manager and looking at the thing. And since I was a new guy, I was all willing to expose the fire before I get started. But I learned how difficult it becomes when you keep hiding the fire for very long. It multiplies. So that's the only recommendation I can share from my experience. Rest, your fire far more than me. So you probably can find out your ideas. Okay. So our team will connect with you. Ajay, you can probably drop the information and we can find out. Joy, we can work with out here. So do we do Safe Architect? As of now, we are not doing it. Yeah, it is not that popular certificate. People do other architect programs like Amazon and AWS and all, rather than Safe Architect. I'm not sure if anyone does it in India very frequently. I think the Scaled Agile is also little slow in managing the architect certificate because unlike the other programs, I don't see that much a push for the Safe for Architect. Yeah, unlike, I might be interpreting it wrong, but that's what I see or I feel in a way. That's I can say. So yeah, probably you can keep eye on how people are handling, but this is how it is. They have on the Scaled Agile calendar, they do have Safe 6 Architect available. So probably you want to check it directly at Scaled Agile. Anyone who does it will be publishing their program there. So scaledagile.com, go to find training calendar. There you can see the list of training and probably you can pick up the one. Yeah, we don't do it as of now. Okay, so after the completion of a project, do we really have to mention all the things, including negative things happen in the project as a success story document? So see, what is the intent? We need to understand that. And who is the consumer of this document? Is it a marketing document? Then better I don't do it. Is this document I need to submit to the client? And based on that, they will give me next project. Probably I need to be safe and play and filter out some information. But if this document is meant for my company, so my role as a PM principal is I am a caring servant leader. I need to ensure the organization resources are used well. I care for my company. That is my ethical responsibility as well as PM principal is concerned. And because of my care, I want to make sure the failures are well documented and communicated so that my company is learning from it and we don't end up making the same mistake again. That's the whole intent of doing lesson learns and documentation. Now, somebody will say, okay, it may come bad on me. Yeah, but as an ethical thing, if you really present the case and you may have your own partition part in that particular problem as well, but probably that can become a good lesson learned for other project teams. Especially if you are focusing on PMP exam, you must record the lesson learned, be it negative or positive. They may not necessarily go to your client. They are primarily meant for your organization to make your organization more capable of handling project. Yeah. So just like SAFe, while less is not popular, different framework. I think the SAFe people have done right time pitch to a complex organization, large organization. less has their own market space where the people are more feature oriented and they still want to work in a small guidance. So less is less. It's a small guidance, not as huge as safe. And multiple factors plays a role. It's difficult to say, and people like us can just comment from outside. But what is happening really, reality, we probably don't know. But yes, that's the fact. It is more popular. It is less popular. That's the thing. And it's a lightweight thing. I'm not expert in less, so can't comment much. I have not attended any certification training of less. So I just know based on the website less.works. That much is my limited knowledge about it. And I heard some of the talks in the conferences by the people who wrote less. Yeah. Okay, so looks like we are reaching towards our destination for today at least. Yeah, so still, in case someone has something, please drop a message. We'll try to share what we can. And I don't think that I have all these right perspective. The intent of, especially the open conversation related to career transition and all, certification related questions are clear cut yes and no question. Like membership is there, not there, exam fees is included, not included. They are perfect answer. They will not go wrong, but other things we need to figure it out. We need to figure it out based on our context. People like me sitting far from your organization, only seeing your question in the text, make a lot of assumption in the head and provide some advice. So that is something you just take it that way, but you need to add your intelligence on top of it. Yeah. We have things. So dealing with the customer financial is mentioned in PMBOK through procurement management. Is there any course that talk about how to negotiate with the customer and how to manage invoices? There is a separate procurement certification program. Our friend Manish has done it. I have little knowledge about it, but I can find it out. But that Manish is was one of our PMB trainer. He's a procurement professional. He's a sourcing and procurement person. That's what he does most of his time, and he does project management also in the procurement area. So he did some particular program which is like a body of procurement and talks about various contracts and various legal aspects related to procurement. So one information is that it exists. Exact name, you drop us an email, I can find it out, I can share the details, and maybe that certificate is suitable for you. Not run by us, but there is about people who do procurement learning. Good. So I think good.
Yeah, I think now the time to say bye, but we are always there to support your journey. So please feel free to drop us email or WhatsApp or call us if you need any information. I have shared the email address and our WhatsApp phone number here. So you can connect us and drop your queries, and you can connect me also. Let me just share my profile as well. This is my LinkedIn profile. Connect me, and I'm quite available on LinkedIn. So whatever questions you have, please feel free to drop your questions. I'll try to help you. And yeah, we'll be back again. I mean, Saket will be back again every Friday for PMP sessions. I'll be back again on 22nd of September, same time, 7 p.m. IST. And yeah, for now, bye. Take care of yourself.
Right.